Ever feel like life's just throwing too much at you?
Definitely. Too much information, constant demands.
Yeah, you end up feeling like you're constantly laboring, just, wishing for a moment of real peace.
It's a really fundamental human feeling, isn't it? That desire for relief, for strength. Things feel heavy.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're getting into today. You've brought us this, fascinating stack of sources. They touch on ancient divine promises, the identity of this really foundational spiritual figure.
And a timeless invitation, really, to find rest, even when life's throwing challenges at you.
So our mission for this deep dive?
Well, I think it's to pull out those key insights, connect the dots, between the history and the spiritual wisdom.
And give you, the listener, a clearer picture of what it means to find that strength, that peace, in a kind of enduring promise, a covenant.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's start by setting the scene. We're going way back to an ancient, really pivotal moment.
The burning bush.
Right, Moses and the burning bush. He's there, hearing this voice from a fire that isn't consuming the bush.
Which is already mind-bending.
Totally. And he asks this critical question. It's all about identity. He basically says, okay, when I go to the Israelites and tell them, the God of your father sent me.
What happens if they ask for a name?
Exactly. If they ask me, what is his name? What am I supposed to tell them?
And this is where it gets incredibly interesting. God's reply. It's, I am who am.
I am who am. It sounds so simple, but it's profound.
It really is. It's not just a label. It's like a declaration of eternal, self-sufficient being.
Yeah.
In that context, it was a claim of absolute unique authority.
Wow. And he doubles down on it?
He does. He tells Moses, this is what you say, I am sent me to you.
I am. It's almost like saying being itself, send me. It sort of cuts through all the other named gods of the time.
Precisely. It demands this unparalleled kind of allegiance.
And it doesn't stop there, does it? He connects this eternal I am to their history.
Right. He gets more specific. Thus shall you say, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, has sent me to you.
So it's not just abstract existence, it's rooted.
Deeply rooted. And he adds, this is my name forever. This is my title for all generations. It connects the present moment right back through their ancestors.
There's connection across centuries. And what about their immediate situation? Does he address their suffering?
Immediately. Right after revealing the name, he says, I am concerned about you, about how you're being treated in Egypt.
So direct empathy.
Yes, and then a plan. So I have decided to lead you up out of the misery of Egypt.
Not just out, but into something.
Into the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites.
Yeah.
You know the list. The point is, a land flowing with milk and honey.
The promised destination. It's a very concrete plan for liberation.
Very concrete.
Yeah.
But he also knows it won't be easy.
Ah, yes. The Pharaoh problem.
Right. God tells Moses, yet I know that the king of Egypt will not allow you to go unless he is forced. So God lays out his own next step. I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt by doing all kinds of wondrous deeds there.
A promise of divine power being used.
After that, he will send you away. It's not just liberation, it's a forceful, divinely driven exit.
Okay, so that forceful promise, that divine action, it leads us really nicely into this theme of covenant and remembrance.
It does. Psalm 105 picks up this thread beautifully. You see that line repeated. The Lord remembers his covenant forever.
Remembers his covenant forever. That's powerful.
It is. And there's a call to action for the people, too. Give thanks to the Lord, invoke his name, make known among the nations his deeds.
So remember God's promise and tell everyone about what he's done.
Exactly. It's about memory and proclamation.
And this covenant, it's not just a casual agreement, is it? The psalm emphasizes its permanence.
Oh, absolutely. It makes it clear this wasn't some short-term deal. It was binding for 1,000 generations.
1,000 generations. That's essentially forever in human terms.
Right. And he goes back to the very beginning, which he entered into with Abraham and by his oath to Isaac.
So this isn't based on the Israelites always getting it right. It seems based on God's own faithfulness.
That's a really key point.
Yeah.
Unlike many ancient treaties which were conditional, this emphasizes God's unwavering commitment. It's quite radical, really.
It is. And the psalm shows the results of this commitment, right?
It talks about how he greatly increased his people, made them stronger than their foes.
Even when things got tough, when their enemies hated them.
And it brings us back to the agents of that original liberation. He sent Moses, his servant, Aaron, whom he had chosen.
The instruments of his plan.
They wrought his signs among them, their wonders in the land of Ham, which is, Egypt.
It ties it all together, the promise, the remembrance, the divine action through people.
Perfectly.
So we've got this ancient, powerful self-revelation, I am, and this enduring covenant emphasizing God's constancy. How does this sort of grand historical scale connect to the more personal experience, the idea of finding rest?
Well, it's fascinating how the focus shifts. We move from these huge nation-shaping events to a very personal, timeless invitation.
Right, the other sources you brought in, like that daily devotion piece and Matthew's Gospel.
Exactly. They quote Jesus directly. "Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened."
And I will give you rest. That's such a direct, open call.
It really is. It's for anyone feeling weighed down, overwhelmed, like we talked about at the start.
And the kind of rest being offered here, it's different, isn't it? It's not just like taking a nap.
No, not at all. It's described as coming from Jesus's gentle and humble heart. It's a peace the world cannot give.
Okay, peace the world cannot give. What does that imply about how we handle our burdens then?
This is where that image of the yoke comes in. It's really insightful.
Ah, take my yoke upon you.
And learn from me. For my yoke is easy and my burden light. Now, a yoke back then was usually for 2 oxen, right? To share the load.
Okay, so it's not about adding a burden. It's about sharing one.
That seems to be the idea. It suggests walking alongside him, letting him share the load. It's not an imposition.
His yoke is easy, his burden light. That sounds counterintuitive almost. How does taking on anything make things lighter?
Well, the implication is that the way he carries it, the way he helps you carry it, transforms the experience. You find rest for yourselves, not necessarily by ditching the burden, but by carrying it differently with him.
That makes sense. It's a shared journey, not him just piling more on, like that daily devotion reflection put it.
That Jesus does not impose, but walks with us, sharing our burdens and giving us strength.
Yeah, and in him, we find true rest for our souls. It's about learning a different way, grace and love.
It's a fundamental shift in perspective and reliance.
And this idea, it echoes older wisdom too, doesn't it? You mentioned Psalm 28.
Yeah, Psalm 28:7. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and he helps me.
Strength, shield, trust, help. It sounds very similar.
It really resonates, this idea of surrendering burdens, of trusting in higher power for help and strength. It's not new. It runs right through these texts across centuries.
So bringing it all together, what's the big takeaway for us today?
Well, I think this deep dive really highlights this incredible thread. It connects God's ancient covenant, that powerful self-revelation as I am in, this unique, faithful presence.
With this very personal, ongoing invitation to find rest, to find strength.
Exactly. It shows this consistent theme, divine care, divine remembrance, and this constant offer of profound peace.
An offer for anyone who seeks it, whether they connect more with the ancient promise remembered forever or that direct personal call from Jesus.
The offer stands. True rest for your soul.
So thinking about everything we've explored, maybe the question for you listening is this. Is there a specific burden you're carrying right now?
Yeah, something concrete.
Something you might consider maybe surrendering, or at least approaching differently, allowing for that deeper experience of peace and strength.
Whether you draw that strength from knowing an ancient covenant is remembered forever, or from accepting that timeless invitation to take on a lighter yoke and find rest.